Hi everyone, I hope you're all going well, and this is going to be a very quick video talking about some of the interesting developments on some recent Life is Strange news, specifically the Life is Strange comic series that was announced a little while ago, and some minor news on Season 2. Huge spoiler warnings for Life is Strange Season 1. I talk about stuff that I don't think I've ever talked about or spoiled before on the channel, so yeah, let's get into it. Following on from the recent announcement that Titan Comics has partnered up with Square Enix to create a 4-part miniseries based on Life is Strange, specific details on one of those comics were leaked from an Amazon listing earlier on in May, one of those details being the name, Life is Strange Dust. Now, because I'm the slowest YouTuber in the world, I didn't manage to grab a screenshot of the description since it has been taken down and replaced with the generic description we've covered in the past, so I'm using a screenshot from the Life is Strange Wikia website that has saved a copy of that previous description. And in that description, the comic is detailed as a thrilling, time-twisting game changer, an unexpected emotional rollercoaster ride. Emotions in Life is Strange. Didn't see that one coming. A brand new comic story in the beloved Life is Strange universe, following Max and Chloe into a bold potential future. They then describe the events of the previous game a little, and then, more importantly, mention that it's following on from one of two possible endings of the game. Life is Strange Dust takes the saga of Max and Chloe into a new and uncertain future in an all-new comic strip adventure. No matter which ending you chose, this deep dive into Max and Chloe's potential future will thrill, shock, and surprise you all over again. Followed by some other stuff I'm not going to say out loud. So the biggest takeaway from this is that Life is Strange Dust will be taking place after the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending, continuing the story of Max and Chloe. Now, because this is a leak on Amazon, I guess we can't 100% confirm this is real. However, this exact same listing and description did pop up on a number of other websites, including Barnes & Noble and Penguin Random House. Again, because I'm slow, I didn't manage to grab screenshots, but trust me, they were here. The listing also listed a writer for the comic series, Emma... Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with pronunciations and I don't want to butcher her name. Emma has previously worked on other comic series in the past, with at least one of them being for Titan Comics, so it's plausible that she could be working on some kind of comic for Life is Strange. And coincidentally, she is followed on Twitter by the official Life is Strange Twitter account, and followed by one of the producers on Life is Strange. So I'd say it's 99.9% confirmed that this is probably real, that Life is Strange Dust will be set after the events of the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending. Does this comic series confirm that Sacrificing Arcadia Bay is the ultimate canon ending? I don't think so. They're definitely trying to make it known that this comic is a possible, potential future for Max and Chloe, that it isn't the be-all, end-all of their story. One reason they're doing this, of course, is because they don't want to fracture the fan base, but another could also have something to do with the other comics. If I did have to speculate, since Dust is one of the 4 other comics we should be getting, maybe another one of those comics will show us another potential future, one centering around Max set after the Sacrifice Chloe ending. That comic would be the saddest thing ever, and I'll understand if no one wants it, and I don't even know if I want it, but after I thought about it for a while, I think there's some interesting ideas there. It could explore how Max deals with the grief of losing Chloe, like how Before the Storm explored how Chloe dealt with the grief of losing Max and her father. The difference between the two being that Max has been through so much more than just losing someone she loved. Being kidnapped, almost killed, almost ripping time apart, being unable to save the people she cared about, or leaving someone to die when she had the power to save them, depending on your choices. How do you mentally recover from these events when you can't really talk about them? How do you move on? These are questions that I'd really love to see explored, and I think on a weird meta level, we'd be right there with Max during her story and her recovery, dealing with the grief of losing Chloe to new characters in Season 2. Just a small thought on a potential comic that might not ever happen. So, going back to the one that will happen, cute and not so depressing Max and Chloe adventures are also greatly welcomed. It could be that the entire 4-part comic series will focus on Max and Chloe after the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending, and there's also some interesting things they could do there. Maybe see if they go to Seattle, explore how Chloe finally feels about escaping Arcadia Bay, but maybe not in the way that she thought. Maybe it can confirm who lived and who died during the storm, how Max and Chloe deal with the weight of the town's destruction on their shoulders. Their trials are only beginning, as it's described in the description, could be the tests their relationship would go through after experiencing something as traumatic as losing everyone else they love and being kidnapped and stuff. Could also explore whether they start up that band and start touring in Seattle. That would be awesome. If we wanted to speculate a little further, the first line of the description does intrigue me. A time-twisting game changer seemed like a very literal description in disguise. Like Max might go back in time again after sacrificing Arcadia Bay through one of the photos she takes during the game and further changes the timeline so that she can try and save both Chloe and Arcadia Bay, creating a new ending. A time-twisting game changer that does technically follow the events after the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending and would be set in a new and uncertain future. Just a guess though. Equally as important as the what is the when. When will we get our hands on this comic and when will we learn more? Well, there was a date on the Amazon listing included, December 4th, 2018. However, one important thing to note about this date, and the entire listing actually that I probably should have mentioned earlier, is that it's called the Life is Strange collection, which to me indicates that this listing would be for all of the comics after they've released throughout the year. So no confirmed date as to when we might get the first comic, Life is Strange Dust. We might, however, learn more about the comic series at Square Enix's E3 showcase, taking place on June 11th at 10 AM Pacific. This was announced a short time ago, and while that's all very exciting, more importantly, this is when we might finally get to see Life is Strange Season 2 from Don't Nod. Hell, it might even be playable at E3. Look at the booth they have, it's huge, almost the same size as Bethesda's. Square Enix do have a lot of games in the works, so it's justifiable as to why they're at E3 with such a large presence. But I mean, we know Season 2 is coming, we know we should be learning more in the coming months, and Luke, that producer on Life is Strange who is currently working on Season 2, did visit the Square Enix studio in Montreal a few weeks ago, so yeah, I think we're seeing something at E3, guys. Get hyped. Anyway, that's the latest news on the comic series and Season 2. Let me know all of your thoughts on everything. What would you guys like to see from the comic series? I'd love to know. Also, very quick update on stuff with me. We very recently passed 2,000 subscribers, and I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for that, especially to Helen Theodorson, who was subscriber number 2,000. Thank you so much. I've also enabled my videos to have subtitles and translations contributed to them, and I wanted to say a massive thank you as well to the people who are contributing to that. YouTube doesn't tell me who's contributed subtitles for whatever reason, so just know that if you have, I do wholeheartedly appreciate it. I know videos have been scarce lately, and I wish I could be making more, but right now I have been focusing a lot on that episode 3 review, which by the way is still in the works and I still don't have a date on when it'll be finished. I'm redoing a lot of work on it because I wasn't too happy with the quality after I made the farewell video, and I think it's going to be a very important video, so I want to make sure I get it right. So, thank you for your patience on that. You can follow me on Twitter for any updates on all of my future videos. Thank you again so much for all of your support, and as always, I hope you all have a great day.